Imagine waking up in a world where water was feared. Yes, truly feared. As if every drop could carry invisible diseases capable of killing you in a matter of days. Welcome to the Middle Ages, a time when bathing was not only rare but also suspicious. In this video, we're going to literally dive in, with much disgust and curiosity, into the historical filth that shaped centuries of human habits. Prepare for a disgusting, funny, and incredibly educational journey through the smelly backstage of medieval hygiene. From the smelly glamour of royalty to the absolutely questionable methods of peasants, you'll understand how the dirty past shaped us and why you should be thankful for living in the age of deodorant. Take a deep breath, or rather, don't breathe too deeply, and let's go. You might think kings and queens lived in absolute luxury, right? But the truth is, not all wealth could hide the stench. In palaces, bathing was seen as risky. Opening pores could allow diseases to enter, they said. For this reason, many members of the nobility only bathed once or twice a year, and if they were lucky. When it did happen, it involved a wooden tub lined with fabrics, water slowly heated by servants, and perfumes to mask the smell of mold and aging skin. Queens used sponges soaked in rose water to cleanse themselves without actually touching water. Instead of soap, they applied herbal pastes that looked more like kitchen spices. And of course, no one used deodorant. They covered the smells with layers of clothes and more clothes. Literally, you perfumed yourself with lavender, musk, and faith. It was stinky luxury that smelled like church. But what about the common folk? The common folk were another level of resilience. In villages and fields, hygiene was an improvised obstacle course. Houses had no plumbing, no bathrooms. People used buckets, cesspits, or simply went in the bushes. When someone decided to take a bath, they used a shallow basin with rainwater, which became cloudy after just the second use. The whole family used the same water, in hierarchical order. First the father, then the mother, then the children. Imagine being the last one to get in the tub, dipping your toe and feeling the lukewarm temperature of water mixed with sweat, dirt, and if you were lucky, only that. Toothbrushes, no way. Oral hygiene was done by rubbing tree branches on teeth or rinsing with vinegar. Of course, this didn't prevent bad breath, which was simply part of the social environment. And no one cared because everyone was in the same boat, the bad breath boat. Meanwhile, in cities, a trend was growing. Public bathhouses. Yes, communal baths were a hit. Places with large stone basins, steam, aromatic oils, and many naked people sharing artisan soap. It was an almost therapeutic, but also somewhat orgiastic experience. Men and women sometimes bathed together, which obviously didn't please the church. Soon, prohibitions arose, warnings about immorality, and the idea that bathing could corrupt the soul. The result? Many of these houses were closed or censored, and the association between cleanliness and sin grew. Bathing ceased to be a moment of physical purification and became a cause for spiritual guilt. Those who washed frequently were considered vain, and vanity was a sin. The result of this? A setback that lasted centuries. Yes, the Middle Ages sweated and didn't bathe. And if you thought that was the worst, well, brace your stomach. Let's talk about how people took care of their teeth, hair, and skin. Teeth were rubbed with charcoal, wood ash, or crushed seashells. The result was a black, worn, and painful smile. Bad breath was constant. For hair, rarely washed, animal fat mixed with herbs was used. This made the scalp heavy and greasy, creating a perfect environment for lice and fungi. Women hid this with veils and scarves. And the skin? That was treated with recipes that included lead, arsenic, and even human urine, all to achieve the ideal white of the time. Instead of rejuvenating, these mixtures slowly poisoned those who used them. That's right, deadly beauty with a medieval seal of approval. Now imagine living in a world where toilet paper is an unimaginable luxury. Welcome to the medieval routine of personal care. To clean themselves, people used old rags, leaves, straw, sand, or even shells. Yes, shells. A particularly popular item was the hygiene stick, a wooden rod wrapped in cloth that was used, washed, and reused. No perfumed soap. The soap of the time was made with animal fat and wood ash, and its smell was as bad as its texture, thick, sticky, and abrasive. Using it on the body was like rubbing yourself with a mixture of old bacon and charcoal. Additionally, the same soap was used to wash clothes, pots, and sometimes even hair. A true all-in-one product from medieval hell. The concept of self-care was non-existent. And in the midst of all this, medieval medicine emerged, trying, and often worsening, the situation. Doctors believed that diseases came from miasmas, evil vapors carried by dirty air. A bad smell, therefore, was seen as a shield against diseases. It was common to carry bags with smelly herbs around the neck to clear the air. Bathing? A risk that could unbalance the body's humors. Skin diseases were treated with bloodletting, leeches, or poultices made with animal feces and vinegar. Surgeries were performed without anesthesia with rusty instruments. And of course, no hand washing. Dirt was literally part of the treatment. During times of plague, many cities prohibited baths to avoid opening pores, as if dirt were a protective layer against evil. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Now breathe, and think with me. How did we get from this stinky darkness to showers with good pressure, glitter soap, and mint-flavored toothpaste? The hygiene revolution came gradually, pushed by pandemics, wars, and science. Today we have plumbing, dental floss, and even apps that remind us to drink water. But have we overdone it? With so many antibacterials, strong deodorants, and exfoliants, we're killing our own microbiome. The balance between cleanliness and health has become a topic of scientific research. The truth is that the modern obsession with cleanliness also has its risks. In the end, it's all about balance, something that ironically medieval people tried and failed to achieve. So if you're still there, steady, curious, and a little nauseous, congratulations. You survived the internet's most disgusting lesson. Now tell me, could you go a week without bathing? Which medieval habit do you think should come back or never have existed? Comment below, leave a like, and share this video with that friend who keeps saying, it's not that important to bathe every day. And remember, if you found all this disgusting, imagine what they'll say about us in 500 years. See you in the next video. And please, go wash your hands.